we think we believe rationally and what we think we value may or may not be things that are actually modifying our behavior unless we are totally conscious. And most of the time, we are not operating in a totally conscious way. In fact, much of our behavior is automatic. Take a client of mine who was a father. He was getting angry with his son almost every night while they were trying to do homework together because he was convinced that his son, who was struggling to do the work, simply wasn't putting in the effort, wasn't paying attention, wasn't following instructions. And he was frustrated and angry by that. And yet that father still knew somehow that maybe his reaction was a little bit exaggerated, a little bit unwarranted. And so when we mapped back into his deep mind, we discovered that he had a deep belief that he actually wasn't very smart. It came from experiences he had with his father when he was a kid. However, the reaction he was having wasn't about his son and his son not doing the work. It was actually about an internal reinforcement of that belief and the reaction to the belief that he wasn't actually smart enough to teach his son, that his son's inability to grasp and do the work was not his son's fault, but it was his fault. Now, this is a great example of the VR goggles telling him on the surface, it's your son that's the problem. It's your son that's not doing the work, that's not focusing. And I'm going to be mad at him. But the reality is that emotion that was coming up, that reactivity, the behaviors of being angry and even shouting at his son at times were all coming from another source, an internal belief that he was stupid. And this is really, really important because so often when we're looking outside of ourselves and we have reasons for why things are the way they are, so often those aren't the reasons at all. They're really much deeper reasons.